Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Sai and this is Chris, and we are on Crusade. We have returned to the planet of Achillon, where the Necrons of the Infinite Silence have descended in order to search out a hidden weapons vault of another dynasty. And the planet has been defended by the stalwart heroes of the Imperium, the Adeptus Astartes of the Imperial Fists. So last time on the Achillon Crusade, the Necrons raided a comms array of the Imperial forces, looking to scrape the data banks and search out any evidence they could find that the mining crews of the industrial workforce had encountered anything that looked suspicious, might lead them to an access point to the vault hidden below the surface. And they were successful in that mission, and once the cryptex had pored over the data, they found an interesting entry where the mining crews had uncovered an object of unknown origin and had immediately gone missing thereafter. So tracking down the coordinates on the planet, they've come to this location where a Necron obelisk has been unearthed by the mining crews, and this is the key the Necrons are looking for in order to gain access to the vault. So as ever, the Imperial Fists are hot on their tail, looking to drive the vile Xenos off the planet and deny them the spoils of their vault. So yeah, they will be here once again, looking to drive off the Necrons. So the mission we're playing today is Recon Patrol. It is an incursion-sized mission. We have 750 points each. And so the objective with this mission is to secure the objectives, which will be placed by us in a second. And that's control 1 or more, control 2 or more, and control more than your opponent for 5, 10, and 15 points. This one also has a way of scoring points by doing a recon sweep, which is an action. You complete at the end of your turn, and at the end of the game you get extra points depending on how many table quarters you have reconned. The other thing with this one is we have a special rule where half our army must start in strategic reserves, and we can bring them on turn 1 or 2 on a roll of 4+, and then as normal from turn 3. So this will be quite interesting. We've got the leading edge, the tip of the spear, arriving on the battlefield as the Necrons scramble to secure this obelisk, and the battered forces of the Imperial Fist pulling together the wounded remnants of the last battle and patching them up in the Rhino on the way over here, ready to fight again. And this is going to be a desperate fight if they hope to deny the Necrons their prize. So we'll set up deployment zones, put the objectives down, and then we'll go through the armies. So the forces of the Infinite Silence assemble once more. Leading, as ever, is the Overlord Acererak the Undying, enlightened monarch of the Void, and resplendent master of the cosmic fires. These are the titles he has been accumulating for his victories here on Achillon, and he will only gather more as the campaign goes on, getting him a more and more ridiculous name when we get to the larger battles. It will probably take half the intro to pronounce. Backing him up, he has, for the first time, his personal squad of Lich Guard. So this is the first time these guys have been deployed, and if Acererak wants to get stuck in, he has got his muscle with him to lend him some additional chopping power. Scarab Swarms, never leave home without them. These guys don't get experience points or anything, so they're just as is. And Reaper Squad, Reaver Squad. I remember the names. Reaver Squad, the Scorpec Destroyers, would return once more, hoping I can keep a few more of them on the field this game, rather than losing them all to multi-melters or aggressors or whatever else Chris can throw at them. Technomancer Onaris is back again. He has the Voltaic Staff Relic. and is at the blooded rank, so he got a perk where he can shoot once per battle. He can shoot again for free. On that note, actually, the Overlord Asarak has the Enduring Will Warlord trait, the Nanoscarab Casket Relic to heal 2 wounds with living metal, and he has a Crusade Relic, which I forget the name of, but it basically gives him mortal wounds on wound rolls of 6 in close combat. So that's him. We have Phalanx 001, the Revenants, Necron Warrior Squad with Gauss Reapers. No upgrades for them yet. They are suffered a out of action roll last time, so they got their experience bumped down to either 0 or 1, so they're back to the beginning when it comes to experience. And new for this battle is a unit of 3 Wraiths, the Sentinels. I spent my requisition that I got from the last battle on adding these to my roster. So these are fast and choppy units. They have a 4-up invulnerable save, so they should hopefully stick around for a little bit and cause some distractions to Chris's units. And we have the Space Marines of the Imperial Fists. What do we got here today, Chris?
As usual, we have Captain Spruce Arcturus, who is leading his brothers back into duty. So we're using the same force today as was in the last Crusade battle. The idea being here that they're kind of licking their wounds and then trying to move on to the next Necron threat, since the Necrons are a little bit more mobilized at this point in the game. So, same units returning. Beside Captain Spruce Arcturus is Lieutenant Nevo Morarnius. Put up a really good fight last game. He achieved the blooded rank, so he got a couple of upgrades. As part of his achieving the blooded rank, I opted to give him a special Space Marines Crusade relic, the Astartes Teleportation Transponder, which lets him just drop down and be annoying and kind of get in maybe some harder to reach spots. Also spent an RP to give him a Space Marine Warlord trait, Imperium Sword. What that's giving him is a reroll to charges and +1 attack, +1 strength on the charge. So a little bit more of a threatening guy now with a little bit more mobility. The charging will be useful in all aspects. Beside him, we have the Unyielding Fists of Vengeance. These guys made their debut in the last game. Spent an RP bringing them into the roster so that they arrived in the blooded rank. They're all armed with auto bolt storm gauntlets and frag launchers, and then the leader of this group has got a +1 to hit on both of his fists and his bolt storm gauntlets, as well as a further -1 AP. So he's a little bit more punchier than the rest of the crew. Hopefully they'll be able to keep punching their way through victory. They were pretty fun in the last game, so I think that they're kind of a good mid-range unit for sticking around and dealing out some damage. In behind them, you know them, you love them, the Terran Forge, led by Sergeant Garamus. These guys were destroyed in the last battle and ended up losing some experience too, so they're just back to 1 XP. They're my kind of punchiest, most shot DACA unit here, so they'll probably be hanging out in the back and scoring those objectives. Beside them is the Melta Brothers. In the last battle, they got chewed up and spit out and destroyed by alien weaponry before they even had a chance to level their Melta rifles, so maybe this time, if they are coming in reserves, they'll have a little bit more chance of firing away at some aliens, but if they don't, well, so be it. And then lastly, in behind is Brother Gavinus and Adamus, the Invader ATV squad. That is a Masterwork multi-Melta on top, which is good +1 damage and 6s generate extra hits. I know Simon doesn't favor this model, so it's always a fun one to put out as a little bit of a distraction, glass cannon kind of arrangement. So we'll see how they do in this battle. And as one parting note about our setup here, I want to say that the Necron monolith here in the center of the field truly must be made of blackstone, because I feel uncomfortable and psychically repressed.
Absolutely. I'm feeling a bit psychically repressed today as well, but I think it's probably because I haven't had enough coffee. And deployment is complete. So I don't know about you, Chris, I found it really hard to choose which of my units went into strategic reserve because you don't end up with a lot left on the table. So the Imperial Fists have I should probably say I won the roll-off for Attacker Defender. I chose Defender and chose that corner of the battlefield. Seemed appropriate for the Necrons to have arrived first and now pushing out to defend against the approaching Imperial Fists. So the Imperial Fists taken this end of the board. We have Lieutenant Navo Moranius.
Oh, you remembered.
Yeah, got it right. And a squad of intercessors there from the Terran Forge. So these have been combat squadded into two separate units there. We have the sort of backfield objective holders here, and it looks like we have a team in the center ready to make some forward progress. The ATV is deployed right up to the line, ready to race forward down the flank. Over on the Necron side, we have again a handful of units. We have the Phalanx 001 deployed to hold Objective 2 there, with Technomancer and Norris in the middle ready to reanimate them each turn, and the block of 6 Scarabs are there on the flank looking to pounce on Objective 4. So minimal forces deployed on the board so far. This might give us a little bit of breathing room to undertake the recon action on table quarters to start racking up those points, as well as the primary as well. So I have not chosen my command protocols yet, so I should probably do that. So command protocols have now been chosen, and we roll off to see who has first turn. So the winner can choose. I roll a 2. That's not a great roll, but we'll see what the Imperial Fist get. And that is a 1. So
I always roll 1 on this roll. It's like my thing.
Well, that suits me. So it is Necron's turn 1. So start of battle round 1. And I had chosen command protocols for this round, but I realised because my Overlord is in strategic reserve and not on the field, I don't think I can activate them this round. So that one's going to be a dud until Overlord Acererak arrives. Speaking of arriving, we're going to do some rolls for strategic reserves because we can deploy them on battle round 1 on a roll of a 4-up. Movement wise, the Scarabs have just leapt forward onto Objective 4 and the Warriors have stayed put. So not much going on there, but the real question is, can I bring on the rest of my Necron force in the first turn or not? So I think the plan is just going to be try and deploy as much as possible in the first turn and overwhelm the Imperial Fists. So we'll think about where to deploy them in a second. But rolling for my units here, so on the roll of a 4-up, I'm able to deploy them. So Wraiths, it's a 4. They can arrive this turn. Scorpec Destroyers is a 2. They have not yet arrived. So the Lich Guard with a 6 can arrive this turn. And finally, Overlord Acererak, another 6. So everything except the Destroyers can arrive turn 1. Now, if I get some charges off, this could be a brutal turn for the Space Marines. So with some good rolling on the strategic reserves, I'm able to bring everything but my Scorpec Destroyers on this turn. Now, I couldn't deploy anywhere along Chris's battlefield edge there. I considered putting them down there as more backup for the ATV. But with the placement of the objectives here, it's heavily weighted towards this part of the battlefield. So Acererak, his Lich Guard, Honor Guard, and the Wraiths have come in here on this battlefield edge, or that one in the case of the Wraiths. And we're looking to make some charges and hopefully get at least one unit on Objective 3. If we can kill Lieutenant Maranius there, then that is a bonus, and maybe a consolidation into the intercessors as well. So overloading this flank, looking to wipe the back of the Imperial Fist off on the first turn if we can. So we're going to see if we can make some charges. So we're leading off the charges with Acerak. And so because we use the Novok dynastic code, we get +1 to charges. So coming in from reserves means we need an 8 to make this charge into Lieutenant Navo Moranius. And it's a 3 for Acerak, so no dice for him. I might CP that because I do kind of want him in there. So spending a CP for a command reroll. It's a 5, he's still not in. So rolling for the Lich Guard now, needing an 8. And that is a 10, the Lich Guard are in, so that is 1 successful charge at least. And finally, the Wraiths, they get a 10 as well. So Wraiths and Lich Guard make the charge as Overlord Acerak stands at the back, points his finger and says, "Charge, my minions!"
Go!
So the charges have been made. The Lich Guard spring forward, minusing 2 to go over the crater, but with rolling a 10, +1 for Novok, gives me 11, -2 for the crater will give me 9, so they're still able to make a direct charge over there. The Wraiths, just single file between the Lich Guard and the rocks there. Not able to get very many of them into combat, but hopefully the Lich Guard will do most of the work, and that's just some free movement for the Wraiths. I forgot to mention over here that the Warriors are doing the recon action, as are the Scarabs. So that will complete at the end of the turn and get me some points for the mission objective. So now we're going to go on to the fight phase. So before we kick off the fight phase, yet another thing I forgot to mention at the introduction is agendas. So these are our sort of Crusade secondaries, so to speak. So they're going to get us additional experience if we complete them. So for my one, I've gone with the same ones I chose last game, which is Reaper, keep a kill tally, and whichever unit gets the most gets bonus experience. And Sentinel, which is pick a unit and an objective, and it's 4 experience if you hold it with that unit at the end of the game. So I've chosen Phalanx 001 over here, and I'm going to get bonus experience if they are controlling objective 2 at the end of the game. So hopefully they can just lock that down, and my other forces can keep the Imperial Fists away, and that should be a nice easy 4 experience. He says, tempting fate. I should get my first turn here. Yeah, so paying a CP for Blood Rights. The Lich Guard start with 3 attacks each, so that is adding an extra attack for each of them, which is an extra 5 attacks total.
Simon's about to unleash a ton of attacks, I think, into poor Lieutenant Navo Moranius, so I'm going to activate Transhuman Physiology for 1 CP, just so those 3s will get denied, and hopefully that will give him a little bit more staying power against the onslaught of what's to come.
Well, let's see how we go. So I've piled in the Lich Guard, so they are tagging the Intercessor Squad. So they'll get to fight back after I've done my attacks.
So all attacks going into the Lieutenant?
Yeah, because I didn't charge them, so all the attacks are going into the Lieutenant. They are hitting on 3s because my will be done wasn't up, because that's done in the command phase. So 3s to hit. So now we're looking at 4s to wound because of Transhuman Physiology. So we have 7 wounds through.
7 wounds through.
So
luckily I've got a 4-up invuln save, so I've got 5 wounds on this character. If we get a shred of luck, maybe he'll be able to survive this.
I've got to roll with the Imperial Fist dice.
Of course. So I'm making 7 saves, right?
7 saves.
And what's the rend on these?
So it would be -3, but it's -4 because I'm Novok and I charge. So you're definitely looking at your 4-up invulnerable here.
Let's keep that on invuln save then. Ooh,
I see
2, and that's 5, so
5.
that is enough to take him out.
1 damage each, so yeah.
I think I will command re-roll just one of those.
Has he got 5 wounds?
5 wounds, yeah.
Yeah, so this could be the difference between staying alive on 1 wound and going down. So
Let's go for it. Let's take one of these ones and hope we get a 4-up.
It's the Imperial Fist symbol.
The Proud Fist.
Lieutenant Navo Moranius stands firm on 1 wound left, bleeding, and his armor rent in several places, but he remains operational enough to fight back. Before the counter-attack, however, we have another charging unit, the Wraiths here. So after they do their pile-in, we can get another one into half-inch of a half-inch there. The one at the back is not doing anything. So they have 3 attacks each. Oh no, 4 attacks. I thought it was, but then I was like, that seems like a lot. So Canoptek Wraiths have 4 attacks each, and they hit on 4s. So hopefully this will be enough to get the last wound off the lieutenant. And we make 4 hits, and we are wounding on 4s because transhuman physiology is still active. Only 1, so it's a save or die.
What's the armor piercing value of these attacks?
It's -3.
-3.
-2 plus no block.
So let's keep our 4-up invul and save and hope for the best. No!
It's a 2. He survives the assault from the Lich Guard, but the Wraiths slinking up over the rocks came by his blind side and just pierced him through with their vicious claws. But now, at least, the Terran Forge can avenge their lieutenant.
Got that veteran warriors upgrade.
Alright, so the fight back by the Terran Forge, they pile in and no shock assault, but they do hit on 3s, re-rolling 1s because of their upgrade.
Whoop. So take away that 2.
Re-roll that 1.
Okay. And then this is a strength 4 onto a toughness.
Toughness 5
A lot?
Lich Guard.
So we need 5 or higher.
Yep.
There's wow, not too shabby actually. 4 of them managed to get through. 4 marine punches into some dense Necron shielding.
Yeah, so is there any AP on this?
There is not.
Okay, so this will be Lich Guard have a 3-up, and the shield gives them an extra +1 to their armor save, so they are saving on 2-ups. And we make them all. They lock shields and weather the blows, but the sergeant is going to come wheeling in with his power fist.
No, it's aesthetically modeled that way only. It's a 200-point unit.
Oh yes, that's right. The Crusade force. He doesn't have the power fist. It's just yeah. Oh well, that is all the Marines' attacks done then.
Yeah.
So,
no, Sergeant Rodral and the Assault Intercessor crew has a decent power fist, and sort of the unyielding fists. But no, the Terran Forge are
standard loadouts.
Yeah, they just like gauntlet punches.
Yeah. Okay.
Rifle
So
butts.
we're maybe gonna upgrade that in the future, but for now, basic attacks is all they can muster. And with that is the end of round Necron's turn 1. And now we're on to the Imperial Fist to see if much needed reinforcements can arrive. So end of Imperial Fist's movement phase. The Intercessors of the Terran Forge have remained in combat with the Lich Guard. Their partner combat squad coming back around the rocky outcropping to level their guns at the Xenos incursion into their lines. The ATV, which was seemingly heading towards the Necrons' deployment zone, has done a 180 and come back to assist with this immediate threat to their home objectives. Overlord Astarak there is definitely exposed, so the character targeting rule won't apply, and is looking like a likely target for that masterwork multi-melter on the ATV. So the only thing to do now is the reinforcement step. So Chris is going to roll some dice for his reinforcements.
Let's start with the Melta Brothers, Team Chunk.
It's a 1. Their Gravis armor has slowed them down, and they will not be arriving turn 1.
Let's try the Unyielding Fists of Vengeance.
And it's a 2. Their Gravis armor is also slowing them down. The heavy support just clunking along, not quite reached the battlefield yet.
And Mr. Beefcake,
main man himself, on a 4. He can arrive this turn, and we'll see where he arrives. Our spectator arrives, and he brings nourishment for the soul. Or at least nourishment for my waistline. Hey Ben.
How you doing, bud?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, you also
I don't condone slavery or drug use, so the Drakari are off limits.
got basically all they're about.
Yeah, so some guys arrived, and by guys, I mean just Captain Spruce Arcturus. He's here with his shield held high. He's gonna do some stuff. But first, I'm gonna start with the pistol shots with these 5 guys right here. That maybe they can sneak their pistol in and around the shield and blast some holes in these dreaded Necrons. So 5 shots, 3 ups, 6s are extra hits. So all but 1. Negative. And then this is, I think, strength 3, maybe?
It's toughness 5, so you're probably winning on 5s.
Alright, let's see. 5s. Ooh, we got a 1, Simon.
Any AP?
No.
So it's a 2-up save, which they fail. So they are 2 wounds each, so 1 takes a wound.
Next up is going to be some auto bolter fire from the 5 units of guys here. That's going to go into the wraiths.
Okay.
So with 5 of them, each getting 3 shots, we're looking at 15 shots. Looking for 3s, re-rolling 1s. Okay, so should I put 1 back in then?
Yeah, because it's I think it's orcs that have to roll for the hit, but as Imperial Fist you just get an extra hit. So looking at 5s to wound.
5s to wound. So
Seeing 3 there. 4.
4.
4. At AP anything?
AP nothing.
AP nothing. Alright. Yeah, not in the tactical doctrine yet for that extra AP. So it'll be 3 ups for the wraiths, which we fail 1 of. So 1 is down to 2 wounds. Got anything else there? Is your captain in range to pop off a shot? Probably
I think
not.
Captain is in range. I believe he's got 18 inches on the heavy bolt pistol.
Oh, 18 inches. Yeah, you can probably take a shot at the wraith.
After months of not consecutive warhammering, I'm rusty. I've got all of the rust. Master... No, just a bolt pistol. No, wrong. 12 inches only. Firstly, I think all shots are going to go into poor old infinite titled Astarak. Pardon me for not remembering his many illustrious titles. They are lengthy and many.
If you had remembered them, I would have granted you mercy. Would have given you a nice cushy job building a pyramid or something.
Helping haul Blackstone around.
Yeah. Now you shall die for that insult. So the ATV unloading its
twin auto bolt rifle.
Bolt
Assault
rifles
6.
into the Overlord.
Looking for 3s. 6s are extra hits. So they've all connected. And then this is a strength 4.
Toughness 5. 5 to wound.
1.
1.
1.
AP.
AP nothing.
AP nothing. 3 up. Oh, it's a 1. It's 1 wound stripped off by the bolters. And now we're on to the main event, the multi-melter.
The main event, the multi-melta.
So we are down to 4 wounds.
Okay, multi-melta. Masterworks, the 6s are also generating extra hits. 1 misses and 1 connects. I am going to command and point reroll that.
Yeah, it could mean the difference between
Oh,
into a 1.
That is fate. Okay, so just 1 hit.
Yep.
We're at strength 8.
Toughness 5. 3s to wound. It's a 2, and we've already spent that command point, so
No bueno.
Overlord Asarak sidesteps the stream of superheated air, whistles past his right shoulder, and he remains unharmed, apart from the bolter shell lodged in his chest. But so far, ineffectual shooting from the ATV, so we're going to have to get some work done in the fight phase when hopefully Brother Captain Spruce Arcturus can make his charge and avenge his fallen lieutenant brother.
Spruce. Nope.
And that's a 4 for the charge, so unless you're going to command point reroll that.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, it's choosing to save the command points. The captain can certainly weather a storm of anything directed his way, but he won't make combat this turn.
I mean, I'm not sure if I just helped Chris or not.
Probably not.
Sounds bad.
So
At least you don't even get to punch him first.
no, I lead off with the fighting in this ongoing combat because it is Chris's turn and the defending player goes first. So we'll do some pile-ins and we'll roll some dice for the Lich Guard. Ongoing combat with the Lich Guard. 5 of them, 3 attacks each, hitting on 3s. Doesn't look like such a good roll that time. Now we will be wounding on 4s. Did you pay for transhuman again?
I didn't. I can't remember when I need to declare it, so let's just say that it hasn't been declared. So I'm sure I need to probably when you say you're making the attacks.
I think it's when I target them with an attack. So
Well, let's just say they haven't. They're not. There, but they're not.
okay,
They're transhuman, but they're not.
not feeling actively transhuman.
No, they
right
hate
now.
aliens.
Okay, winning on 3s then, because we are strength 6. So, yeah, transhuman might save you 2 wounds there. So, you've got 4 at -3.
So that gives me a 6 up save,
6 up save.
of which I make none. 2 dead Marines. Well, I think it's going to be the 2 guys in the front here. Looking for 3s.
So, Marines fighting back. 2 attacks
And
each on 3s.
Need 5s to connect here, of which there are none.
So, no wounds caused on the fight back. The Marines are whittled down. And that marks the end of the Space Marines turn 1. And we have no morale to take because they only lost 2 from that squad, and I don't think they can fail. So on to battle round 2, and we'll see if more Necrons arrive to consolidate their hold on this Imperial dig site. So turn 2, rolling to see if the Scorpex can arrive from strategic reserves this turn on a 4-up. And it's a 1, so they are going to remain in strategic reserves, doing whatever destroyers do, probably butchering some local wildlife or something, doing their own thing. And from turn 3 onwards they can arrive freely, so a turn delay for that, which is probably much to Chris's relief. So start a battle round 2, and now Acererak is on the field. We can engage the command protocols, which will be Protocol of the Hungry Void for turn 2, so this will give us benefits if we charge or roll 6s to wound. And after the movement phase, the Wraiths are looking to make a charge. They phase through the solid rock with their Wraith form, and like ghosts they emerge from the other side, looking to pin down the other half of the Terran Forge and rend them to shreds. Other movement, the Overlord Acererak here had to roll on advance to get through the crater, so he made it through there, but is unable to do anything else this turn. But he was within range to do My Will Be Done on the Lich Guard, which lets them hit on 2s now, and he's back under their protection with the Bodyguard rule and the Lookout Sir rule, so can no longer be sniped by the Multi-Melter. So in the backfield, nothing really going on, just holding down those objectives, scoring me points, which is what I want them to do. Hopefully they'll remain unmolested for the entire game, and that will get them some experience as well. So no shooting to be done. So we're going to move straight on to the Wraith's charge, and then we're going to get to fighting. Okay, so the Wraiths made their charge with a roll of a 9, and that is 10 with no box, so they wheeled around the rock and are encircling the Marines. Coming in with 4 attacks each, +1 for spending a CP on Blood Rights again. So hitting on 4s. Winning on 3s.
4s.
Oh, transhuman, yes.
Not that there's any 3s there anyway.
No, so...
Wasted CP!
No sadder sight than wasted CP. So that is 4 wounds at -3 because we charged.
We need some 6s here, of which we do not get any.
So these are 2 damage each, the Vicious Claws.
Oh,
so that
boy.
will be 4 dead Marines.
It's a lot of dead Marines.
So the Wraiths consolidate in. The lone remaining Marine there fought back but did not cause any damage. And now we are on to the fight with the other half of the Terran Forge over here with the Lich Guard.
We got one wound through.
So yeah, you already did the hit rolling while the camera was pointing somewhere else. But so you got one wound through, which the Wraith Lich Guard will save on a 2-up. Not with that dice apparently. And it's a 4, so they hold firm. The unyielding wall of metal methodically advancing forwards, and now they get to attack back. And now we roll their attacks. They're hitting on 2s because of my will be done. We are wounding on 3s, and 6s will do extra AP because of Protocol of Hungry Void. 7 to make at -3, and 2 to make at -4. So
Well, that definitely didn't happen.
no 6s there, so that is all of them through, and that is a total of 9 wounds in total, which will wipe the squad.
We cannot weather that many wounds.
So we didn't have the camera rolling because I messed up, but we rolled the morale for the remaining Marine for the Terran Forge, and perhaps it was the ominous pulsing of the Necron obelisk in the center here.
I believe he was late for an anniversary dinner with his
Yeah,
wife.
suddenly remembered an appointment he had to make and quit the field.
Nothing to do with horrifying aliens.
No, nothing at all. Some other engagement that is obviously more important. So as we move on to Imperial Fist's turn 2, we can see if these much needed reinforcements arrive, and if Brother Captain Spruce Arcturus will deal out vengeance for the fallen. So Imperial Fist's turn 2, and some movement has happened. Brother Arcturus there has moved behind the barricades, ready to leap over them and bring down these Kenoptic beasts. The ATV, Brother Gavinus, and the other guy, Adonis, have wheeled around again, pulled back to the cover of a crater, and are going to sit there and spew out more bolt rounds and multi-melter energy, and looking to take down these wraiths, letting the captain charge in and administer the coup de grace. So hopefully that can come off. So we're on to the reinforcement step, and we'll see if these Gravis armored Marines have managed to make their way onto the battlefield.
Oh dear.
So yeah,
Still looking for 4 ups?
still 4 ups needed to
Alright.
bring these guys on.
So let's do the Melted Brothers, the Chonks.
The Eradicators are
3
not
up.
turning up with a 3,
That is not happening.
and now
Are you allowed to command re-roll those?
no.
And then the Aggressors, hopefully they can get something. Okay.
And we get a 5, so the aggressors are able to deploy this turn, and their firestorm of bolt rounds and grenade launchers is surely going to put a dent in something. But where will they arrive? So Chris has decided that my backfield has remained too safe for too long, so the aggressors have come in 1 inch from his table edge, so able to get within 9 inches of the scarabs, and looking to remove them utterly from objective 4, and then move on to the rest of the Necron forces hiding behind these rocks here. So yeah, lots of shooting to do with those, but first of all we are starting with the ATV, I believe.
Well, we're going to start with a single little hand bolter round
Okay, with the pistol from the captain.
from the captain into the Wraiths, and it misses.
With a 1.
Better to get that 1 out
Okay.
now. Next up is going to be the 6 shots from the auto bolters on the front of the ATV here. So we're looking for 3 ups, which we get 4, and wounding on 5s, of which we get none.
Unfortunate. So nothing with the bolt rounds. The multi-melter.
And then we're going to come with some multi-melta. So these 2 attacks are going into the Wraiths. The 6 generates an extra hit, which
Very
could
nice.
be devastating here. We are at strength 8.
And toughness 5, so
3 is to
3 is
wound.
the wound.
And all but 1. I
2
think
wounds, so this is going to be a command point job to potentially kill all 3.
I love wasting the command points on the Melta, so yes.
And it's
Yay,
a
it paid
5,
off.
so that is 3 wounds through. So I have 3 4-up invulnerable saves to make, and yeah, if I fail all of these, that will likely be the squad. And I pass 1, fail 2. Now, is this worth a command point to me? Because this could mean the difference between having 2 and having 1. I think I will, because it's a 50-50 and it could frustrate Chris when he comes to charge in. And it's a 6, so 2 are kept alive. What's the damage on that from that range? Is it like
D6 plus 3.
Yeah, so they've got 3 wounds, so it's going to be minimum 4. So 1 will go down.
10 wounds.
It's a 6, so it's no, it's 9.
9.
9.
Yeah.
Maths.
Maths are hard.
Whole 9 wounds, and can we reanimate from this? No. So 1 wraith gets vaporized into a slowly cooling pile of molten metal. So starting with the aggressor sergeant, who has a battle honor, I believe, or some kind of upgrade that gives him +1 to hit.
It was a weapons upgrade, yeah.
That's
So
fine.
he's getting a +1 to hit with his 6 shots from the Boltstorm gauntlets, looking for 2s. And then the 6 will make an extra hit. And this
God, I
is
love that Imperial Fist chapter tactic.
strength 4 onto toughness
3.
The 3s to wound. So there's the first 5. This is going to be at AP 2, Simon, because we are in the assault doctrine,
Excellent.
and he's got that extra AP.
Do you mean tactical?
Um,
Because we're 10 2.
something that gives the bonus to the assault weapons, or the Fragstorm grenade launcher.
So Sergeant isn't finished yet. We have the Fragstorm grenade launcher.
It's assault
Turns out I
D6.
didn't need dice for these because Scarabs only have a 6-up save, so any amount of AP just goes straight through. So that is 1 base destroyed and 1 down to 3 wounds. So
4 shots
So
from the
4.
grenades.
Yep.
This is also hitting on 2s. This is only strength 4 still, so 3s, right?
Yes, 3 to wound.
All but 1. This would also be at a -1 right now because it's an assault weapon.
Okay, so that is nice rounds 3 damage to take off 3 wounds there. So we have 2 Scarabs to reanimate so far, but the attacks are not finished yet.
Alright, now we got more Boltstorm Gauntlet attacks coming out.
So from the regular aggressors.
And then 3s again for wounding.
And that has AP, so that will be another 1 and a bit. Scarab base is gone. So yeah, might as well take this one, and this one is down to 1 wound. And now you have the grenade launchers.
D6 attacks. So 6 for 1, and then it goes up to 4 or 3.
3.
Okay.
Yeah, because
So-
technically all these attacks happen at the same time, I think. Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe they happen sequentially. I don't know. Internet, let us know if we got this wrong.
Okay. 3s. 2 wounds, so there's another 4.
Another 4, so that will finish this base off and put this one down to 1 wound left. And is that the entirety of the
That's all the
attacks?
shooting that they can do for
All the shooting. Okay, so now we get to roll reanimation for the Scarabs, and given how many he's killed, I'm hopeful to get at least 1 back. So rolling 12 dice for the combined wounds total of the destroyed Scarabs. So any multiples of 4 we get, we can bring a base back. So how is the reanimation going? So only 1 base reanimated for the Scarabs, and I'm not sure it's going to make much difference because in the ensuing charge, I don't think they're going to survive, but anything that can make Chris's job harder, we will take it. So onto the charge phase, and the aggressors rolled an easy 10, so they are making up for lost time getting here by absolutely sprinting onto the battlefield and into combat, guns blazing. So they'll make their charge easy enough, and then for other charges, we're going over to the other side of the battlefield.
Other side for the
we
captain.
have Captain Spruce Arcturus charging
So
into the
4.
race.
Oh, just enough.
That's a 4. Yeah, that's
To hop over here.
Yeah, it's a short charge, but
Can I be able to charge and still be within 3 of this? Maybe so. I'll be like there.
okay. So we're looking to hold that objective as he makes his charge. So we are starting over here with the fight phase. The captain getting in his blows before the wraiths can fight back. So he charged. So how many attacks did he get?
6.
6 attacks. On 2s.
Decent amount of 1s
Ooh,
there.
There's 3 1s.
And strength 5.
Toughness 5. Force to wound.
1.
And we get 1.
Not good.
And that is AP something probably, so 4 up and vulnerable save, which we make.
Oh no.
Nothing on the wraiths there, so they are doing their job of just tying down units and being extremely hard to kill. So at this point I'm going to pay 2 CP to counteroffensive with the scarabs, and I'm also going to do a stratagem. So interrupting with the scarabs here to immediately fight with them, and paying another CP for self-destruction, which means I can blow up a base to deal mortal wounds. So on a roll of a 1, nothing happens. 2 to 5 is D3 mortal wounds, and a 6 is solid 3. It's a 3, so that'll be D3 mortal wounds to the unit for 3. One aggressor is swarmed by scarabs, getting into the cracks in his armor before they detonate, blowing him up from the inside out. So a worthy self-sacrifice by the scarab bases there to bring down one of the Imperium's elite, and now we get to fight with the remaining 2. So fighting with the remaining 2 bases of scarabs, hitting on 4s and 6s will also wound. And they are strength 3 and toughness 5, I think, so yeah, that's no wounds through for the scarabs. Attacking with the aggressors, he has how many attacks?
He's got 3 base, or sorry, the sergeant's got 4 base plus 1 from the charge. He's got +1 to his attack rolls, but it's also counterbalanced by the -1 for hitting with that gauntlet.
Right on, so back to hitting on 3s.
Looking for 3s to hit. And we get all but 1. And then to wound, I imagine I need 2 or higher.
2s probably, because it's...
Strength 8.
Yeah, toughness.
Okay.
Toughness 3.
So there's 3 that get through from the Starge.
Yep.
And then
Well, how many damage is that each?
2.
2 damage. So they get no armor save, so that is 1 dead already, and 1 down to 2 wounds.
And the other fella, he needs 4s to hit. And gets just 1.
Ooh.
I will command reroll just one of these.
Okay.
Leave it up to chance.
Now down to 2 command points. Now we gotta re-roll. It's a 2. It's still a miss.
Still a miss.
So this 1 hit should be all you need. It's a 6 to wound, and yeah, that is 2 damage. That strips the last 2 wounds off the scarab base, and the objective is claimed for the Imperium. And the Wraiths have 4 attacks each, and they're hitting on 4s. Not great. Only 3 through. Strength 6, toughness 4 or 5 probably. So winning on 3s. Only 1 wound at -3, but you've got an invulnerable save, I'm sure.
He has a 2 up save normally, so it'll be 5. Yeah, so he'll just take his invulnerable save 4 up.
Which he makes. So at the start of battle round 3, the Necrons score 15 points for the primary, because we were holding objective 3 and objective 2, and we were contesting this one with the Wraith, so neither of us hold objective 1. So it's 2 objectives to Necrons and 1 to the Imperial Fist, so we got the full 15 points for holding 2 and holding more than our opponent. No more recon actions happening just yet, although maybe we can do that with the Lich Guard. Yeah, I think that's going to happen. They're gonna recon this round, doing an action. I considered moving them up to get in with the fight with the captain, but we need to hold objective 3 if we want to secure this battlefield. So they're just going to hold fire, do a recon sweep, and score me some more points. Meanwhile, over on this side, the Necron warriors all turned as one and began shuffling towards the aggressors, deploying in such a way so we're still holding objective 2 with the back warrior there. Technomancer Anaris is also shuffled around a bit to draw a bead with his voltaic staff, and the destroyers have come on in turn 3, not needing to roll this time, but instead just coming on 9 inches away from the Imperial Fist, so an 8-inch charge needed to get them into combat and hopefully start hacking up Astartes. And one other thing, the Protocol of the Sudden Storm is now active for round 3, so it gave us that extra inch of movement just to help position the warriors there. So now we are going to do a bit of shooting with the warriors and Anaris, and then we're going to see if we can make some charges. I think we only have 4 of them. Yeah. So 4 warriors, 2 shots each. And they will be hitting on 3s. And that's not a great roll. But we get 2 hits through, and strength 5, toughness 5?
Yeah.
Force to wound. 1 wound through. So that is -2.
So I need a 5 up.
Nope.
No.
So an aggressor takes a wound. So now we have the voltaic staff. So
From that nasty bastard.
yeah, wielded by Technomancer and Anaris. So this is 4 shots, and it has the Tesla rule where it explodes on 6s. He hits on 3s, so that is everything hits, and the 6 adds 2 more hits into the mix. And it's strength 6, toughness 5, so we're wounding on 3s, which everything wounds. And this is -2 damage. So you have 6 saves to make. 6 5-ups. Oh, it's
Make 3 of
3 of them. 3 get through. So that is 2 damage each, which
enough to kill both of them.
It's going to be enough to wipe the squad. Thanks to that wound chipped off by the warriors, that will be enough to bring down the aggressors. So the Voltaic Staff was enough to wipe out the aggressors, meaning the Scorpex do not get to add to their kill tally on this turn. So no charges needed, so we go into the ongoing combat between Spruce Arc Turusk and the elusive Wraiths. So he rolls his attacks and he hits on 2s.
They've all connected. Strength 5 on 5.
5 on 5.
So we need some 4s here.
4s. Oh, it's pretty good. That is
There we go.
4 through.
All but 1.
So we're going to look at 4 up invulnerable saves on the Wraiths.
Not bad.
And that is make 2, fail 2. So how many damage each?
2 damage each.
2 damage. So that is going to kill. Kill 1 because they're 3 wounds each. So down to 1 and then dead. Reanimation. Why not?
Ooh.
Oh, so close. Just needing that 4 to be a 5, and they would have come straight back. But that's the way it goes with multi-wound units. It's a very low chance. We will remove that bad boy. Still contesting the objective, and now the remaining Wraith will fight back. Hitting on 4s. If you're happy for that to be a 6. 3 hits. Wounding on 3s with a strength 6. Only 1 through at -2. So that's going to be a 4 up either way.
4 up either way. That's
a 3. So that's 2 damage off the captain there.
Alright, I'll try my 2 6-up feel no pains.
Oh yes, only makes 1, so only 1 damage.
What?
How many?
8 remaining.
9 down to 8. It's going to be a long slog bringing this this tower of a man down, but the Necrons are nothing if not patient, and we have more warriors waiting to get stuck in should the Wraith fall. Space Marines turn 3, and the captain continues his duel with the Wraith, looking to hold on to objective 1 at the very least. The ATV has cautiously inched forward enough to get some line of sight on the Lich Guard over here, and the Melder brothers, the Eliminators, finally arrive on the field to find their brothers in the aggressor squad already broken and dying. So they have some in a target-rich environment down here on the left flank, and we're looking to lay down some melter fire. So we kicked off the shooting already. We did a shot with the bolt pistol with Captain, which whiffed, and now Chris is just deciding where he wants to unload Bolt of Death next.
Well, I already decided to try a pistol shot from old Captain Spruce. We roll a pretty nice 1 here for that.
The old one.
So
Yeah.
that's not happening.
Did not say the right prayers to the machine spirits this morning.
Brothers Gavinus and Adamus are going to try making some shots into the Lich Guard there. Maybe with a little bit more powerful weaponry we can break some of those shields down. So we are going to start with the auto bolters. In front, looking for 3s. We need 1, 2, but that's added back in with the exploding 6. And this is strength 4 onto toughness 5. So
Yep.
we need 5s
Five to
here,
wound.
which we get 1 on the
1.
6. Minus 1 AP on this because we're still in the tactical doctrine.
Sticking in tactical for turn 3, so 2 up goes to 3 up on the Lich Guard, and it's 4. So
They're fine.
their shields deflect the mass reactive rounds.
And I guess we'll spend 2 melter shots on those guys too now.
2 melters coming in, and
They
it's
both miss.
2 misses. Man, the dice have not been your friend today.
Okay, well, we have a lot of more Melta coming up here a bit late in the game, but the Melta brothers here. So actually, very first time
Getting to shoot.
they've managed to shoot these weapons.
That's right, because I doomsday arced them in the last game.
They're all armed with Melta rifles, 24-inch range, more damage within half range, of course.
So which variety is that? How many shots do they have?
It's 1, it's assault
shot each.
1. However, they have total obliteration, which lets me do kind of a double attack as long as it's against the same unit and they haven't advanced.
Right.
So we're going to totally obliterate these guys. We're going to try to.
Destroyers or warriors?
So, all the shots into the destroyers.
Yeah, that's what I would pick as well. They're
Let's hope for the best
they're
here.
multi-wound. They're very dangerous in melee.
So I need some 3s here. And
It looks like this is going to be another game
there'll
where
be
they
no exploding hits.
don't get any experience.
So some of them are missing.
So you're just doing the double shots all at once.
Yeah, I do have lots of command points to spend, so I'm going to waste 1.
So we have 4 hits through on the Eliminators onto the Scorpex, and it is strength a lot, toughness 5, so 3s to wound. And that is all wounds go through.
Minus 5.
Minus 5. So
Minus 4 normally, but they're an assault weapon for some reason.
Yeah.
So they are minus 5 right now in the tactical doctrine.
So no armor save for the Scorpex. So we've got 4 through. So is it minimum 3 damage?
It is minimum
4. D3 plus.
Are we in half range?
Yes, because my warriors were 12 inches away, so these must be 12 inches.
So it's D6 plus 3 on all of these.
Okay, so it's going to be minimum 4, and there's 4 wounds through there, so that is 3 dead destroyers, and the squad is vaporized. A gentle rain of molten metal washes over Technomancer, Inaris, and the warriors as the Eliminators. Eradicators. I've been calling them the wrong name this whole game. As the Eradicators vaporize threat of the Scorpec destroyers in one fell swoop. So definitely pulling their weight this game.
Just 3 rounds late.
3 rounds late, yeah. No more exploding scarabs to get in their way, so maybe they can tie down this backfield by themselves. So that is all the shooting done, I believe. So we are on to the ongoing slugfest between Captain Arcturus and the Wraith. Another flurry of blows from the Vicious Claws come in from the Wraith and miss with most of them. We score 1 hit, which will wound on a 3, and wounds on a 6. So back to the Captain's invulnerable save for this one. It's a fail, so 2 damage, which we'll use the Feel No Pain on. No, so another 2 damage chipped off the Captain.
Down to 6.
But he will return in kind, and the skill with the blade is much greater than the Wraith, so probably more than 2 damage coming through here. Drop a couple. Was it to wound? Strength
5.
Oh yeah, 5 and 5, isn't it? Yeah, so 4's to wound, so that is all 3 gone through. So I need to make some 4 vulnerable saves here. Make 2, fail 1.
2 damage.
2 damage, so the Wraith survives on the 1 wound left. The stalemate continues on objective 1. Battle round 4, and the Necrons to continue to score maximum points for the primary, holding down 2 objectives to the Imperial Fists 1. We score another table quarter for recon, having used the Lich Guard to perform that action last turn. So kicking off with the movement phase, the Protocol of the Vengeful Stars is up this round, getting an extra AP -1 when we roll 6s to wound. So with our lead in the points, we have decided to abandon objective 3 for now, instead swapping it for objective 1 over here, and we're looking to deny Spruce Arcturus his experience of this battle by taking him down in hand-to-hand combat. We've got the Lich Guard ready to charge, we've got Overlord Acerak ready to charge, we've got the Wraith hanging on there still. So between the 3 of them, we're hoping we can get those last 6 wounds off him and smash him down into the dirt. I totally forgot to fire the Acerak's Tachyon arrow last round, so I'm going to remember to do that this time, shooting it into the ATV. And because we want the Sentinel agenda for these guys, they've remained holding objective 2. So once again, the first 4 are going to shoot. The Voltaic Staff is going to discharge its living lightning into the Eradicators. Damn Primaris and the confusing names. And yeah, that is going to be the game plan for round 4. So we'll come over here with the Tachyon arrow first, while I remember. So into the ATV, he will hit on 2s. And it's a hit, just. It is strength 10?
12, I think.
12?
Something ridiculous.
I'm going to double check. So Tachyon arrow is strength 12, so this will wound on the 2. And it's a 4, that's a wound, and it is -5. So no save. The only thing left to do is roll d6 damage. 4, 3. Yeah, no, it's not 1 or a 2. I'll stick with that. So 3 damage off the ATV.
Down to 5.
Down to 5. Might kill it by the end of the game. And then coming back around here. Yep, so we've got the first 4 Necron warriors in range to shoot the Gauss Reapers.
I will use Unyielding in the Face of the Foe, which will give me an extra armor save.
Ah, yes, that's right. 1 damage weapons, yep.
I'm going to have him activate it for free before he goes out as part of his Masters of the Keep thing.
Right, so not even paying the command points, using Spruce Arcturus.
Shuts across the battlefield.
Yeah, using his Master of the Keep. Is that the right?
Master of the Keep,
Yeah, Master of the Keep, to use a stratagem for free. So these aggressors will now be saving on base 2 up, going down to a 4 up with the -2 AP. So, hitting on 3s. 4s, strength 5, toughness 5, and 6s will do additional AP because of Vengeful Stars. So we only get 2 through there. So that'll be 1 save at 4 up, 1 save at 5 up.
1 save at 4 up. Makes it.
Makes it.
1 save at 5 up. Makes it.
Makes it. So the Gauss fire ripples out from the tips of the Necrons' weapons, but the Astartes hold firm, barely flinching as they level their melter rifles once more. However, they do still have the Voltaic staff to contend with, and I've yet to use my shoot twice ability on Onara, so we're probably going to bring that in here because now's the time to use it. So we'll shoot once, hitting on 3s.
We'll use transhuman here.
Oh, transhuman, okay.
And we got 2 units left to defend with, really.
Yep, so no exploding 6s, but we do get 3 hits. So only wounding on 4s because of transhuman. And we wound regardless. So it is -2, and your stratagem doesn't apply because it's a 2 damage weapon.
So looking for some 5 ups here.
5 ups.
Ooh, all but 1.
Oh, very nice. So 2 damage off one of the aggressors. Do you want a dice?
I'll just use one of these guys. So down to 1.
Down to 1, and now at the end of the shooting phase we shoot again. I can't remember what this this battle on it is, but yeah, very good one to have with this relic staff. So 3s again, 6s will explode for 2 additional hits, and that one misses. So still winning on 4s because transhuman is still up. Yeah, I've got that on the 4. So we have 3 at -2 and 1 at -3. So 3 5 ups.
There's 1 5 up.
2 dropped.
2 damage here.
Yep, so he's down to 1. And then you got 1 6 up to make.
Nope.
Nope, so that's another 2 damage. So the Voltaic staff doing most of the work with removing those eradicators. So unflinching in the face of the Gauss fire, but the Voltaic staff and its deadly lightning is enough to cut through the armor of the Gravis power armor and lay low 2 of the eradicators, leaving 1 man standing alone in the Necrons' back line. The Lich Guard eye up the captain and begin their charge. Not sure what we need here, but hopefully roll high enough it doesn't matter. You happy for that to be a 6?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that's 11, 12 with Novok. So they have made their charge, and now Overlord Asarak is going to come in as well. He gets an 8 with 9 with Novok, so that will be enough to come round the edge of the Wraith and get stuck in as well. So charges have been made. 1 Space Marine captain stands, well, not quite alone. The ATV is looking on helplessly there as he is surrounded, and now Chris is going to do a thing.
I'm just going to activate the armor Indomitus, and maybe old Spruce will stand up to some of this.
So does this give you a 3 up invulnerable?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Once per game.
Once per game, the armor Indomitus has been activated. He stands firm and prepares to weather a storm of hyperphase strikes.
Seems like a good time to activate it.
Absolutely. So we're going to lead off with Asarak himself. It's probably smarter to do the Lich Guard, but...
And he's also going to use transhuman.
He is the Overlord for a reason, so he claims first strike against this enemy warlord. And transhuman going on as well for 1 command point.
Yeah.
So last command point spent on transhuman, just holding on for as long as he can. So Asarak gets 4 attacks. He hits on 2s, and he misses once. And we are I'm not sure what strength he is, but because of transhuman, we're wounding on 4s regardless. So his artificer weapon means he'll get mortal wounds on 6s. No 6s, but 2 wounds through. So now we go to 3-up invulnerable save. Both saves, no problem. He raises his relic shield and fends off the scything hyperphase glaive, and then spins around, turns his attention to the defense against the Lich Guard. Okay, so employing 2 stratagems here on the Lich Guard. Blood Rights for +1 attack, and Eternal Protectors for +1 attack when the Lich Guard are in range of a noble. So 2 command points, which gets our 3 attacks per Lich Guard up to 5 attacks per Lich Guard.
Oh dear.
So we are taking no chances here. The wrath of the Overlord has been incurred. Brother Captain Arcturus shall fall this day. Hitting on 2s because of my will be done. Yeah, transhuman still in effect, so wounding on 4s. So this is kind of why I wanted the extra dice, because we need to get through transhuman and the armor Indomitus. So
Yikes.
yikes indeed. So it is, you have 12, 13 3-up saves to make.
Alright.
And each failed is 1 damage, so you should statistically make enough to survive, because you've got 6 wounds left and you'll save 2/3 of these. So
I'm gonna roll 6 on the start because I only got 6 dice out right now.
Okay.
So 1 has
One gets
failed.
through. So I need to roll another 7. Need more dice?
I'll roll 5 now and then another 2.
Okay. Another 1 dropped, and then another 2. Another 1 dropped. So out of those maelstrom of attacks, only 3 find their mark, biting through the armor Indomitus into the flesh of the captain.
Let's see if you can shrug off the wounds themselves.
Oh yeah, we've still got the feel no pain to go. So many layers of protection to get through this guy, and he saves 1.
1.
So only after all that, only 2 wounds get through, bringing him down to 4. And now he will get to fight before the Wraith will do the final round of attacks. And who knows, he may be able to hang on to the end of round 5.
Yikes.
So, yeah, he did get charged, so he gets shock assault this round.
Alright. These are all going into the Wraith. Oh, look at all these ones.
Finishing off the Wraith.
The 2s connect. And 2 more there. Now this is at -4 in the AP.
4-up invulnerables.
Oh my god.
Boxcars. The Wraith phases in and out of reality and just avoids the captain's blows. So maybe the deluge of attacks from the other Necrons have made it hard for him to land a blow on this last remaining construct. And it's going to fight back, hitting on 4s. And we only get 1 hit through. Again. He wounds on 4s because of transhuman. And you have a 3-up save, which you make. So no damage done. Brother Captain Arcturus, the living tank, weathers a storm of blows from the Lich Guard, Asarak, and the Wraith. Is holding his own. He will not give ground. That is the Imperial Fist's way. And now we're on to Imperial Fist turn 4, where they'll see what they can do with their remaining assets and see if the captain here can survive his final round. Imperial Fist turn 4, and the remaining Melter Brother falls back to the crater, tucking himself behind the container as well, just maintaining a strong defensive position, digging in and daring the Xenos to come to him. Should keep him safe from a lot of the warrior's firepower, or at least give him a +1 armor save from being in the crater. Meanwhile, over here, Captain has decided to back up out of the combat. His armor indomitus only lasting for a turn, so perhaps wisely deciding that he can't weather another round of those attacks. So he's fallen back to the Imperial Fist's battlefield edge, leaving the Lich Guard, the Wraith, open to shooting from the ATV. Maybe we can just pop off the last few wounds on the Wraith and score a kill at least at the end of the game here. So that's it for movement. Okay, shooting.
Auto bolt your shots into the Wraith. 6s are extras, 2s and 1s are missing. You need 5s or higher, of which there is 1.
So we got 1 wound through there with the auto bolt rifles. 4 up invulnerable. Yep, we make it on a 5.
All right. Well,
no pistols because your captain fell back.
just
So
melters.
melters. Oh yeah, still got the melter to go. The masterwork melter on top of the ATV.
I could put it in that stupid Wraith.
It's personal at this point.
1 misses.
We miss one.
That's not surprising.
Hit with 1. It'll be a 3 to wound, so that goes through. We just need that Wraith form, and we make it with a 6. It is like a ghost on the battlefield, phasing in and out of reality, taking no damage from the ATV.
Now ATV's going to charge.
Excellent. I welcome this turn of events.
6.
Because-
So he's coming right up into here.
Yeah. So we're just going full death or glory with the ATV. Just, looking to kill something. Maybe the Overlord is in danger, but...
No. Nobody's in danger from the ATV's melee attacks.
Well, you never know. How many attacks has it got?
I don't know, like 2 maybe? 4?
Oh.
4 max.
I do remember in previous games it having more than I thought it did, especially with Shock Assault, because it's got 2 Primaris on it and they're like 2 each, so I think it's maybe 4 attacks.
4 base.
Yeah, 4 base plus 5 attacks. Get all of them through. No. So
What is his weapons going?
this is going into the Overlord or Lich Guard, by the way.
Yeah, Lord.
1, 2 on the Overlord. AP nothing.
AP 0. No, it's AP 1 actually.
Oh yeah,
This
so
is where
well, we
it's
make it with a 5 anyway.
in the end game.
I just remembered we forgot to do the shooting over there.
Him?
Yep.
He's not. He can't see anybody. He's like around the corner.
You sure?
He's not.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
not planning on doing any shooting.
Oh yeah, I guess you've positioned him so he's out of line of sight of the warriors, so he can't shoot them either. So just holding down that objective right on. So that's it. That's all. I get to fight back, I believe. But we're leading off with Overlord Asrak. You will not suffer the insult of being rammed in the back by a overblown quad bike. And we drop 1 hit, landing all the other blows, and we're wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds, and because he has his artificer weapon, this will be mortal wounds in addition, I believe. I'll double check that, but yeah, you got 2 mortal wounds and 2 saves of it's -4. Yeah, so
He's dead. He's not surviving that.
how many wounds do you have?
After the mortal wounds, 3.
3 mortal wounds, and it's going to be 2d3 damage. So yeah, 5 damage on the.
Let's see if he explodes. He explodes. Each unit within 3 suffers 1 mortal wound. This is enough to take out that stupid ass Wraith, I think.
Within 3 inches?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So.
Yay!
With his dying breath, the 2 brothers on the ATV curse the Wraith and detonate the Prometheum tank on their ATV. So Overlord Azarak drops to 4. The nearest Lich Guard will drop to 1. It's temporary damage, however, as that will be healed right back up with living metal. So turn 5 for the Necrons, and Overlord Azarak and his Honor Guard pursue their quarry to the edge of the battlefield. Some short charges to make here, and hopefully we can deliver the killing blow right at the end of the game. We've got Protocol of the Eternal Protector, Eternal Guardian, active this round, but none of those bonuses are relevant to us really, so it's kind of a moot point. Over here we have to keep the warriors on that objective for their Sentinel experience points, so although reluctant to move forward into the line of fire, Overlord Asarax has ordered a complete sweep of the battlefield, so the Cryptek flies forward on his Canoptic Cloak and needs to deal the death blow to this last Eradicator, or he will be wide open for counterfire there. So we'll do some charges in a minute, but we'll do this all-important roll of the Voltaic Staff. Already used our shoot twice ability, and perhaps I should have saved it for this moment. So 3s to hit. We drop 1, but this 6 here will explode for 2 additional hits. You got a command point still? Do you wanna... No, okay. So no transhuman, so strength 6, toughness 5, wounding on 3s. Woof. It's pretty rough. 2 through. This is at -2, so there's going to be 4 ups in the crater. Can you make it?
Makes 1.
Makes 1. Fails 1, and 2 is on full wound, so he's down to 1 wound left. So perhaps Technomancer Naris has overextended himself here and is going to pay the price. So that's the only shooting to do. Over here, we're going to make some short charges. Overlord Asarak is in with a 7, and the Lich Guard are in with a 6. Okay, so we've employed the combo of Blood Rights and Eternal Protectors again to give the Lich Guard 5 attacks each. However, as ever, Overlord Asarak will claim first strike. So, hitting on 2s. Always seems to drop 1 on the hit roll. And no transhuman. I think you have a command point. Do you want to?
Yeah, let's do it.
Last command point on transhuman. So, winning on 4s. Drop another 2. So, only 1 wound. So, that'll be 4 up and vulnerable. Makes it with a 5. Overlord Asarak's blade skills are obviously a bit rusty, otherwise he just can't make his way through that shield. However, the Lich Guard are Eternal Protectors, and their duty never ends, and they will strike down with great vengeance and furious anger those who dare to oppose their Overlord. He says, dropping dice. Hitting on 2s, because mine will be done. Everything else connects.
Transhuman funnyology.
Always useful marine stratagem. 4s to wound. So yeah, that is 12 at -4. So digging out the dice.
Taking out the dice. Need 4 ups for all of these.
Pretty much.
Okay. So I need at least 4 of these to be 6s. Nah, no.
No 6s at all.
He dies for the first time this crusade.
He is taken down. Second time this crusade.
Did he die already?
Yeah. Second game, I think. I surrounded him with Necron warriors and the Overlord.
Well, that's less impressive then.
But it's still a great feat for this this tank of a man to be brought down in a game, and it took all the attacks of the Lich Guard to do it, but he has fallen, perhaps teleported back to the Space Marines base of operations for extensive reconstructive surgery.
Yes.
As those weapons have definitely done a number on him. So the last thing remains is to move on to Imperial Fist turn 5 and see whether the lone Eradicator can at least kill one of the Necron's Crypteks.
I feel like you might as well do the charge.
A couple. We're unleashing the double round of attacks again. Total obliteration.
Yeah, Imperial Fist turn 5. We are unleashing the Eradicator. 2 hits with the double cheat. We're rolling precariously close to the edge here.
All right. Well, they both connect.
That is 2 wounds through, and it's AP minus a lot.
-5.
Yep.
4. I think.
And it's minimum 4 damage each. So that is Technomancer Onaris melted to slag, and we don't even have any command points to enact Resurrection Protocols. So that is him, much like the Scorpex, blown away in a shower of molten metal. And perhaps that'll teach him for trying to take on an Eradicator one-on-one.
The surfing robots gotta go.
Yeah.
The surfing robots have gotta go.
Why do they offend you, the surfing robots? Is it because
They're
they're
robots. Everything they do is offensive.
their sweet surfing style?
Might be their sweet surfing style.
Yeah.
Might be the way he kind of reaches out like, hey dude, I'm coming for you. Nothing about it is right.
So the score at the end of the game is 70 points for the Necrons and only 10 points for the Imperial Fists. It was a brutal first turn as the Necron reinforcements arrived with all haste, and the Gravis armor was not designed for rapid response, and the delayed arrival of both the aggressors and the Eradicators was definitely a big disadvantage for the Astartes. So yeah,
blame the unhallowed tissue box. Damn you!
The tissue box of doom obviously exerting a malignant effect on the Imperial troops. So the Necrons have secured this site. They have enacted their recon sweep, and they will be able to pry the secrets of the obelisk from it, and this should reveal the way below ground to the vault. Good game, Chris. It was pretty.
It was a good game.
It was pretty one-sided.
There was a little bit of dice, you know, kind of could have been a touch better, but the Melta brothers got to melt stuff, which they were really hoping to do for a long time, and the cheese is definitely real with that unit.
Yeah, no vehicles for you to melt, but they did make short work of those destroyers, that's for sure.
But on the plus side, now that we know we can edit roster a little bit, I'm thinking about dropping some of those Indomitus units that made their way on there at the first, so that some other guys can come back into the fray. Some more troops, maybe a tank. Who knows?
Nice.
Got
Looking
some
forward.
Casualties to roll here, though.
Absolutely.
Gosh.
We got
everyone except for the Melta Bros.
Yeah, the lone Eradicator, sole survivor, limping back to the camp to tell of the tragedy that unfolded here this day. But for everyone else, we have out of action rolls to make. So on a roll of a 1, we're going to have to do some battle scars or experience loss.
Let's start with the first ones out, which was the Terran Forge. They are
scrape by with a 2.
You know, they've already lost some experience. Next, no, actually it was Naval that was the first one down. So let's roll for him.
First of all,
he's proudly fine with
Imperial
his
Fist 6.
Then we had our aggressors, the Unyielding Fists. Spaghetti. And
the aggressors obviously need a lot of recovery from the Voltaic staff.
2 battles in a row they've been taken out. ATV, they're okay, and then the man, Spruce, he is also going to be okay in parentheses.
Yes, not mortally wounded, but still in severe need of patching up. So crucially, we deny him the experience gain for his survivor agenda. Everyone else gets 1 experience, I think.
We get to mark 1 for greatness, don't we?
Yes, 1 mark for greatness for a bonus 3 experience, I want to say. So the way we've done it previously with out of action rolls, if you fail it, you roll a d6, and on a 1 to 3 you take a battle scar, and on a 4 to 6 you take an experience loss. So it's a 1, so it's going to be a battle scar, some negative effect. That's
twice the 1 here.
Carry them through.
So let's pull over the chart and see what happens to these guys.
4. Shell shock. Subtract 1 from leadership characteristic and subtract 1 from combat attrition tests.
Probably the best one that I could have gotten in terms of not screwing me
that's
over too
not
much.
bad, because on such a small unit, your leadership is not going to come into effect much.
I certainly want disgraced. That just sounds awful. Not the bright up, just the trait itself.
Yeah.
Disgraced.
So they've got a bit of shell shock from being vaporized by the Necron weaponry, which is perhaps understandable, but overall it's not that much of a big deal for you, and that will give you -1 Crusade point, so that'll help with balancing the roster out. So I have to make out of action rolls for everything that died this game. So first of all, Technomancer Onaris melted to slag by the Eradicators, he's fine. The Wraiths are also fine, and the remains of the Scorpion Destroyers are also fine with a 6. So everyone survives to fight another day, and I think we are going to mark the Wraiths for greatness this time round, because
They were pretty great.
although the Lich Guard secured the kill, they were definitely instrumental in tying up the captain for multiple turns and just not dying, so they definitely deserve the mark for greatness. Got some more experience from the agendas, which I'll figure out in a sec. So thanks to getting marked for greatness and the Reaper agenda and the participation experience point, the Wraiths have reached Blooded at the end of this battle, which means we get to give them a battle trait. We decided the weapon upgrades aren't very good value for squads of more than one, because it only applies to one weapon in the squad. So yeah, we're going to go for a battle trait, and we've got the choice of Necron table or Core Rulebook table. So we'll do a dice roll. On a 1 to 3 we'll use Necrons, and on a 4 to 6 we will use the Core Rulebook. So over here, and it is not a character or a monster or a vehicle, so any other unit, and we roll a 2. So they get Veteran Warriors, re-roll hit rolls of 1 when resolving attacks made by models in these units.
It's the same as the Terran Forge.
Yeah, same as the Terran Forge. So they are veteran Wraiths. They have been serving the Tomb World for a long time, it seems, and that re-roll is going to be good, because Necrons are very short on sources of re-roll 1s. So yeah, getting to get some more value out of their attacks is definitely going to be good. And because Overlord Lacerat gained his 3rd title this game, we also get to give him a bonus from the dynastic epithets. I haven't decided which one I want out of these yet. Some of them are definitely better than others, so I'm going to have a think, and we'll decide by the next battle. Okay guys, thanks for tuning in once again. Chris is slightly broken in spirit, but hopefully his morale will recover next time when the Astartes face off against the Necrons again. Yeah, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Please leave a comment, because it makes the algorithm better, and it also gives me warm fuzzy feelings inside when people comment on my stuff.
You hate the Space Marines and how happy you are that they lost.
Yes, do that, exactly. Exult in the glory of the Necron legions. Alright guys, take care. We'll see you next time. Bye Chris.